Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. Today I'm gonna teach you how to soul grind.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon. Know as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my broom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom.
Such another promised land.
What is a soul grind? A soul grind is basically one of the most, if not the most basic grind that you can do with aggressive inline skates. For some people, the easiest grind would be a frontside where you have both feet sliding on the H block. For others, the easiest grind would be a sole where you have the sole plate, the sole of your foot, of the back foot on the rail or on the ledge, or on the box in this case, and the front foot is spinning 90 degrees and sliding on the H block. There's another grind where you also use the H block with the foot spinning 90 degrees called the acid, where you point it out, but on a sole you point it in. So basically you have a closed stance. For you to learn how to do this trick, obviously you need to know how to skate. Before starting to grind, it's good that you feel comfortable with your skates. You should be able to know how to jump. You should be able to know how to land. Obviously, once again, you need to be comfortable skating. More than anything, you don't want to learn how to grind without knowing how to skate and how to control your skates, turning, carving, and all those types of things. Once you learn all that, if you have the skates for this type of skating, an aggressive skate that usually has a sole space, this piece here sticking out in between the frame, and usually it works better if you have a skate specifically made for this. Some people like to do it, including myself, with skates that are not made specifically for this. But if you're learning, you're gonna want to do it with a skate that is specifically made for aggressive skating. If you have this type of skates, if you know how to skate, the first thing that you're gonna learn how to do is to lock your sole foot, your macchio. Just be able to put your foot here and stand up. This would be one of your first exercises. Put the sole of your foot, bring the other knee up. It's important that you flex the knee from the macchio foot. You want to bring your shin against the front of the skate in order to be in the right position. And then from here, you're gonna want to put all your weight balanced on your foot. You don't want to stay too much in the back, you don't want to stay too much in the front, you want to be balanced here. Just this. This would be one of your first exercises, and try to stay here. If you go too much on top, your foot can slide out and you can fall. If you stay too much on the outside, you're not going to be able to hold it. Or if you don't put your knee on top of your foot, what's going to happen is that your foot slides out. So it's very important that you learn to put your knee on top of your toe. And if you're going to be doing this on a rail, you can even have your knee going a little bit over the toe. Now, if you're on a ledge like this, if you put your knee too much, it's going to slide out. Once you're comfortable with this, the next thing you're going to try to do is put the front foot with 90 degrees and learn to control here. Once again, if you don't lean your knee enough, this is going to happen. So you're going to want to bring your knee a bit to the side, but not too much, because if you go too much, it also comes out. So it's important that you stay centered. One thing that you can do at first to learn the balance would be opening your arms. Just here, open your arms and try to balance this. Once you can lock it like this, you're gonna try to slide a little bit. So you come with a little bit of speed, you feel the macchio first, you do it as many times as you need. You just wanna feel that macchio slide going. Once you're able to do this macchio slide, you're gonna wanna bring the front foot and you're gonna wanna try the sole grind. Basically, here and sliding. You wanna feel how it slides. Because your feet are far apart, that's a wider wheelbase. There's a wider base, meaning that you have more control. It's easier to balance here than just here for a lot of people, okay? Once you are able to do this, you want to learn how to jump into the rail or into the box. Of course, ideally, you would jump with both feet at the same time, but while you're learning, it's very common that people don't have confidence enough. So it's okay if only while you're learning, if you step into it, like, it's basically the progression that you've done before, but with less time in between one foot and the other. So you want to go from 1, 2 and feel the slide. 1, 2, slide. 1, 2, slide. And with time, what's going to happen is that you want that 1, 2 to be more like 1, 2, 1, 2. So you want that to be way faster. So you can even jump and go. This would be the very last progression before you actually come, and both feet at the same time and lock. A very common mistake is that people try to do these at the end of a ledge or at the end of the rail, something like this. This is for a lot of people where they think they're going to feel more comfortable or where they feel they're going to feel more confident. But these can be a big mistake, because in case your feet slide out, you're going to fall right here. So it's always better to do it in the middle or in the beginning of the ledge. In case you fall, you can visualize where you're going to fall. You can somehow find a way to get out of it without getting that hurt. Being that if you stay on top, it's okay to just sit down on the ledge. If you stay to the side, well, you're going to try to avoid hitting the corner. It's very common on these type of tricks, when you miss it, to hit the corners. The most important thing is to obviously protect your face. In case you slip your front foot, try to protect your face. But ideally, it's always better to fall backwards than forwards. Getting stuck on the ground like this, it's more dangerous than sliding out. But even when slide out, don't try to force it. Don't try to make yourself go out of it. It's easier to let yourself go. Just let yourself go down and slide into the grind. So you're gonna slide into your bum and just smooth it out, okay? Once you're comfortable with doing it on a ledge like these, you can try it on a rail. Well, on a rail, you really need your knee to go a little bit over the rail. Because if your knee is not going over the rail, what's going to happen is that your foot is going to slide out. So that's basically what you need to do. One good tip that I can give you is when you do it on a rail, try to keep your knees together and together bring your knees over the rail. This way, you're going to be perfectly locked and you can still balance it. Now, the exit. There's obviously several ways of exiting this trick. You can spin out, you can do whatever you want. The two most basic ways would be either coming out forward, so something like here. And when you land, you want to land with both feet together and bend your knees, or going out backwards. It depends on how you do it. For a lot of people, it's easier to go out backwards. For some other people, it's easier to land forwards. Being that if there's more impact, if you're doing like on a steeper rail or on a steeper ledge, or if you do a grind to a big gap, it's usually easier to land impact backwards. For some reason, you can distribute your weight differently. So if you're going to be doing, you can somehow absorb the shock easier backwards. But while you're learning, that might not be a problem for you. So while you're learning, try to learn how to come out forward, how to come out backwards. Try to learn spinning out of it. 360 out, 540, spinning either way. The sky is the limit. Now that you got the basics, just go out and try it. You can try down rails, you can try up rails, you can try boxes, you can try whatever you want. Please be aware that if you're going to be doing this trick on a down rail, you're going to need to lean forward a bit more. Basically, you want to distribute the weight in between both feet, but obviously if you're going to be doing down, you're going to need to come a little bit more forward. Same with doing the trick upper rail or upper ledge. You're going to need to bring your back a little bit more backwards in order to compensate the inclination of the obstacle. And that's about it. I hope you learned something today. If you learned something today and if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to leave me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you can leave me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you didn't like, so I can make another video and try to correct that for another video. And like I always say, just don't forget why we all started skating, and that is because it's fun. Now cheers and see you soon. Next trick, alley-oop sole.